Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my Robinhood portfolio. Today I'd like to talk about some of the largest ETFs or exchange traded funds that you can invest in on Robinhood. This comes in response to a few viewers asking what are some good ETFs or index funds to follow. And I will point out I have put out a few recent videos talking about some good ETFs, but I thought I would take a little bit different look at this by looking at the largest ETFs I could find on Robinhood. And just to remind you guys, index is simply a group of stocks that are formed by different committees. Some examples of this would be the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the NASDAQ Composite Index, as well as the S&P 500 Index. These are simply groups of stocks formed by different committees to follow the market. And the barometer or gold standard index is typically the S&P 500 and or the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Some also follow the NASDAQ, but there are a ton of different indexes out there. But the stocks I'll be talking about are simply following the S&P 500 underlying index. And the other key point I want to point out about these index funds is that they are ways of passively following the market. So unlike a mutual fund that's actively managed, there's a lot of stock turnover. These typically just follow an underlying index. There's not a lot of turnover with regards to the underlying portfolio. And there are a few specific rules and standards, for example, efficient tax management, but save a few very simple rules. There's not a lot of active management in these funds. And so kind of having said all that, let's jump into the different stocks here. So the first one here is SPY. Again, this is simply following an underlying S&P 500 index. You can see on the bottom there a market cap weighted index of U.S. large and mid-cap stocks from the S&P 500. You can see the market cap there, $238 billion. So this is a very, very large fund, one of the largest. Actually, this is the largest fund that I could find on Robinhood. You can see there has a okay dividend yield, 1.953. And if we take a look at the 1-year and 5-year performance charts here, you can see this is simply the S&P 500 performance, 18.87%, and over the last 5 years, 93.85%. And you'll see here, as we go through these different funds, that they're essentially identical, 18.86 and 94.32. And you can see that how that compares here, 93.85, 94.32, and for the 1 year, 18.87 and 18.86, because essentially these are following the same collections of stocks. There's a little bit different portfolios with these underlying ETFs, but essentially they're, for the most part, the same. You can see this one here, a market cap of $108.77 billion. Again, about the same dividend yield, 1.954. And again, on the bottom there, you can see a market cap weighted index of U.S. large and mid-cap stocks from the S&P 500. So essentially identical from the SPY index fund. This is IVV. This is an iShares variant. Here's a Vanguard variant here. Total stock market ETF here. Again, cap weighted index that measures U.S. equities comprising a market cap spectrum. But again, this is mostly S&P 500 stocks. You can see very large market cap, $77.68 billion, 1.86 for the dividend yield. And if we go to the 1-year and 5-year charts, again, about the same, 19.51 for VTI here. IVV, if we remember, 18.86. SPY, 18.87. We go to the 5-year chart again, 93.85, 94.32, and again, about identical, 93.37. The other S&P 500 stock here, VOO, another Vanguard variant here. If we go to the bottom, again, simply a market cap weighted index of large U.S. Companies as well as mid-sized companies. Dividend yield, again, about equivalent to the others, 1.959. Market cap, very large, again, $66.06 billion. And the performance here, again, simply mirroring the S&P 500 over the last 1 year here, 18.92, and over the last 5 years, 54. So again, these are great ways of jumping into the market, actively investing in a stock, but not having to worry about exactly what you're investing in. This is simply going to follow the performance of the S&P 500. Again, that's sort of the gold standard or barometer that a lot of other funds and investments use to track their performance. And one more stock here, another large ETF here, an iShares ETF. This is following a little bit different index here. You can see on the bottom there, market cap weighted index of developed market securities in Europe, Australia, and the Far East. A little bit different from the other stocks. You can see the dividend yield is different, but again, a very large market cap there, $69.61 billion. And you can see here that the performance is going to be different because it's following a different underlying index, 16.29% over the last 1 year, and 44.58 over the last 5 years. So 5 very unique stocks here. This one here, again, some foreign securities here. The other 4 are S&P 500 stocks. Very large index funds, very good for new investors to jump into, and you'll essentially mirror what the S&P 500 does over the appropriate timelines, either 1 year, 5 years, or however long you choose to invest in these particular stocks. And really they're equivalent, following much of the same stocks, whether you invest in VOO, VTI, IVV, or SPY. So very good stocks here. Very good options for new investors, and really good options for any portfolio. So yeah, kind of with that, I'll end the video. Just wanted to talk about some of the largest ETFs I could find on Robinhood. So again, if you guys enjoy my videos, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Building the channel. I hope you guys have been learning, following along with the videos. And as always, if you guys have any good ideas for a video, let me know. Any good topics to read up on, let me know as well, and I'll put out a video. So kind of with that, I'll end the video, and we'll see you guys next time.